And that's the situation we are in right now. We can see America says it wants nothing to do with us anymore. That's fine. We are going to learn how to survive on our own. We won't beg America. We won't beg Donald Trump, But what Gayton Mckenzie is saying is that the fact that he was giving us money gave him the right to speak and meddle in the issues of South Africa. But since now he's no longer giving us anything, he won't have the power to meddle in our issues anymore because he's not donating anything to us. So his mouth has to be zipped. You know what I mean? But when he was still giving us money, he had the right to ask what's going on in South Africa and to say whatever he wants to say because he's giving us money.
Yeah, no, I think the president is right that he shouldn't be bullied. No president should be bullied. I think for me, that was brilliant what he said. But I also want to say that America needs South Africa in particular. And South Africa needs America in particular. It's our second biggest trading partner. But I think where I think America is wrong and where South Africa is wrong is, number one, America believes this nonsense. And they've used improper channels. That's not how you speak to another president. A president shouldn't read on the internet what you think or your dissatisfaction.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing America did wrong. But the biggest sin, I think, was to believe this fringe racist that goes on and say white people are under siege. That's not true. That's not true. But I think where we have erred as a country, in my opinion, Burkina Faso or any other country, or Lesotho gives us water, so it's a wrong example. Burkina Faso cannot wake up tomorrow and tell us, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Sure.
But you see, America gives us 17% of our funding for the fight against HIV/AIDS comes from America. AGOA is a concession that Americans have made.
Yeah.
Now, when a person gives you money, now people get angry with me, but I know the rules of life that fits me. I don't have gray rules.
Yeah.
I don't believe life is gray. When a person gives you money, you cannot ignore that person, and that person has a right to ask you questions.
Sure.
I do think that we need to address the Americans and try to fix the relationship. The last thing on this issue I want to say is, there's a lot of people that said I'm ass leaking. Maybe they're right. I think maybe they're right. I can't argue that. But you see, a leader does not make you an ordinary person. It makes you a person leading ordinary people. A leader must not have an ego. A leader must say, my people are going to die. People are going to die if they stop PEPFAR. Doctors are going to lose their jobs. Nurses are going to lose their jobs. And if we lose AGOA, a lot of industries, businesses is going to die. Now, as a leader, I need to put that before my ego. If it means I have to leak us for my people to stay alive, I, as Gayton Mckenzie, not a GNU, I will do that. If it means I got to leak us for industries to survive and people to survive, I will do that. I can't be arrogant. You see, it's like a poor man's arrogance. It's a curse. So if you're poor and you're arrogant, it's a curse. Like, I don't care, but you have nothing. You gotta have, and these are things that's uncomfortable to say,
Absolutely.
but necessary to say.
I always say this about Gayton Mckenzie, and I will always say it until the day maybe he decides to change and put on a persona that we can see through. You are putting on a persona like the rest of these other politicians, because I'm pretty sure we all know that when we look at most of our politicians, you can clearly see this person is not who he says he is. He's just putting on a front, a persona. You know what I mean? But what I appreciate most about Gayton Mckenzie, and I've been saying this from the start since he has been on the spotlight. If you can go back and look at the videos that I made about Gayton Mckenzie, I always emphasize the point that the thing that makes this man different, the thing that makes this man unique is his authenticity. Listening to Gayton Mckenzie speak is like listening to someone that you know. I don't know whether you relate to what I'm saying or not, but when you are listening to Gayton Mckenzie, it's as if you are listening to someone that you know personally, someone that you have a close relationship with. He doesn't sound like someone who's out of touch with reality. That is why Gayton Mckenzie is so admired by a lot of people. But we all know that there are some people who have a very big problem with Gayton Mckenzie. And Gayton Mckenzie has been receiving a lot of backlash the past couple of days because of what he has said. You see, what he has said right now on this video that I just stitched is the same thing that he said a couple of days ago, where he started receiving insults, calling him all sorts of names. Other people saying Gayton Mckenzie is afraid of Donald Trump. Gayton Mckenzie is afraid of America. Why is he speaking like a coward when he is a leader of an organization? Is his organization a cowardly organization? All sorts of things were being spoken about this man. People are failing to realize that when Gayton Mckenzie is speaking, if you can pay close attention, in his mind, he's always thinking about the public. He's always thinking about the people before everything else. You get what I'm saying? If you can listen to him properly, the reason he said South Africans shouldn't just say to hell with America without having a plan, and the reason for him to say if a person is giving you money, you must listen to that person. The reason he said those things, it's because he was looking at the people who are going to suffer as a result of America leaving South Africa. It's not a matter of being scared of Donald Trump or being scared of America. No, when he speaks, he's putting the people first. He's thinking about the HIV infected citizens who won't benefit anymore from all the aid that was coming from America. He's looking at all the more than 20,000 people who are going to lose their jobs as a result of the USA moving away from South Africa. He is not talking about other things, maybe that South Africa is powerful than America, America is powerful than South Africa, who's the best country, he's not thinking about all those things. He's not even thinking about whether this thing that is happening right now in South Africa, whether it's a good thing for the future or it's going to damage South Africa. He's not thinking about that. What he's thinking about is the people who are going to suffer as a result of this whole thing. And that's the thing about Gayton Mckenzie. That's why I say this man is authentic. You know, he's authentic, and I like his attitude towards situations. I said it many times in this channel that Gayton Mckenzie doesn't speak like a politician. He doesn't act like a politician. He acts like a random citizen who has the country's best interest at heart. And I don't know when people will start realizing what I'm talking about. But you know, to each his own. I won't force anyone or maybe try to convince you to love Gayton Mckenzie or, you know, to vote for him. Because I am not a member of the Patriotic Alliance. You know, I didn't even vote for Gayton Mckenzie. But I can see this is a man who has the country's best interest at heart. When he says if America is giving us money, then America has a right to ask what's going on in South Africa. He is right. He is right, because America is giving us money. And since they're giving us money, they have the right to ask what's going on in South Africa. If we don't want America to ask us anything that has to do with South Africa, we shouldn't have anything to do with America. It's as simple as that. And that's the situation we are in right now. We can see America says it wants nothing to do with us anymore. That's fine. We are going to learn how to survive on our own. We won't beg America. We won't beg Donald Trump, you know. But what Gayton Mckenzie is saying is that the fact that he was giving us money gave him the right to speak and meddle in the issues of South Africa. But since now he's no longer giving us anything, it has opened us up for exploration, you know, because he won't have the power to meddle in our issues anymore, because he's not donating anything to us. So his mouth has to be zipped. You know what I mean? But when he was still giving us money, he had the right to ask what's going on in South Africa and to say whatever he wants to say, because he's giving us money. That is what Gayton Mckenzie is saying. But all this backlash that he's receiving, I think it's unnecessary. I think it's unnecessary because Gayton Mckenzie is worried about the people. He's not worried about who's going to get the land, who's going to run this country in the future, the whites, whether the whites are going to America. He's not concerned about that. If you listen to him, what he's concerned about It's the people. And what's wrong with having a leader that is concerned with the people? What's wrong with having a leader that is concerned with the HIV-infected citizens who are going to suffer right now? All the people who have lost their jobs are in a crisis right now. They don't know how to feed their families. That's the people that Gayton Mckenzie is having in mind when he said these words. He was not saying those words because he's scared of Donald Trump, he's scared of America. No, people need to understand Gayton Mckenzie. He's different, and he's been like this since he has been on the spotlight. What I want you to remember, every time that you listen to Gayton Mckenzie, remember this thing. With Gayton Mckenzie, on the front lines of his mind, he always has the people, and then everything else comes after the people. That is what I observe when I listen to Gayton Mckenzie. But yeah, tell me on the comment section whether I'm wrong or whether you think I'm right. And if you think I'm wrong, tell me why you think I'm wrong. But if you just enjoyed this video or you learned something new, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would really appreciate it. My name is Emmanuel, and this is Mzansi Versity, the place where we transform lives through knowledge and information. Let's meet again on another video.